We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Well, okay. Hello.
Buenos dias.
I don't know. I don't know how to say welcome into High School Famous in Spanish.
Can you say it in French?
No.
Can you say it in anything other than English? Can you say it in Klingon?
Pig Latin?
Well, Pig Latin.
Sort of. Elcom Way. It's not.
It's not.
Right?
It's not a.
It's
real
not a
language.
real language, right? It's not. Well,
nobody talks like that.
Does some country have to recognize it as
the pigs in Latin, in the country of Latin?
What would make it qualify as a language? What would legitimize Pig Latin? Like, how is it not a language just as much as any other languages?
Because there's no place that like solely speaks it. Why are you slowly zooming in?
Because I wanted to zoom in a little bit. I didn't want it to be.
It was for the
dramatic effect.
Yeah, the dramatic effect of me talking about Pig Latin. It doesn't have. There's no group of people that specifically speak that language. That's how I would assume it's not what would quantify it as not being a real language.
Plus, all you're doing is modifying an existing language.
Yeah.
One could argue it's the most versatile language because you could make a Latin version of every other language. It's the one.
I guess so.
You know what? It's the one language that everyone around the world can speak. It's the most popular language.
I don't agree with that. I don't think people in China are speaking Pig Latin.
No, neither is anyone here, but
I'm saying, like, I think...
But they could.
I'm going to go out on a limb without looking into it at all and say Pig Latin is specifically an English-speaking thing.
Well, Matt, do you happen to be
full-on fucking wrong, and I maybe would eat my words, whether they be in Pig Latin or... I hope they're in Pig Latin, because bacon's delicious.
Now, would the limb you were going out on happen to be the limb of your Christmas tree this year, Matt?
No.
Oh.
That would be very dangerous for me. The tree is barely taller than I am, and can definitely not support my weight. You
didn't properly reinforce one limb on it, at least, so you could go out on that limb?
Yeah, I have one, like, birch tree limb.
Yeah.
Sticking out close to the ground, so it's not too dangerous.
I tied a whole other pine tree to the side of my pine tree,
like so horizontally.
Yeah,
nice.
So I can pretend that that's a limb of the tree,
right?
So I can go out on said limb.
Did you tie it to a sturdy part of your tree?
No, I tied it to one of the other branches.
One of the other really thin, flimsy fake branches. Yeah.
So I haven't tried it yet. The tree itself did immediately droop to the floor.
Right.
So, but that kind of stabilized things. So
literally at this point now, both trees are just laying on the floor.
Well, no, there was enough flex to the branch that was holding the tree, the sideways tree.
Gotcha.
So it was able to flex its way down to the floor without causing the main tree to lean very much so. So I think we're good as long as no one, steps heavily around it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. It's not one of those cartoon situations where the tree bends all the way down and then flings whatever goes back to,
I mean, this is really sort of an elaborate squirrel trap. Actually, I have a squirrel problem.
You're gonna fling a squirrel across the fucking street, or
well,
I'm gonna say the village, but the town.
Well, why would you assume my Christmas tree? Why would you assume my Christmas tree isn't it's not inside?
It could.
You think
You
it's
could still
outside?
do that. Just open a window.
Okay.
And
But my
just
Christmas
fling-
tree
fling
isn't near
squirrel
a window.
out. Why is there squirrels in your place then?
Why?
This
That's
is
why
a
I'm setting
problem.
up traps.
Okay,
It's a
so
problem.
fling them out the window.
I
Why
have
would you
what's
want to
called-
fling them throughout the house? They're
Because-
still in the
No, no,
house.
no. I am flinging them against a wall to kill them so that I can have a happy Christmas.
Do you think squirrels are a breed of dog?
Is that how I'm supposed to treat a dog?
You're notorious for killing dogs.
Well,
It's what you're known for. Internet, across the entire internet, the name Sean Tattoo is synonymous with dog slaying. Speaking of slaying, Merry Christmas, everybody.
yeah, that's the tie into Christmas.
Yeah.
Not my. Did the limb you
Not the
go out
Christmas
on
trees.
belong to your Christmas tree?
Yeah, no, I wasn't
I
picking
was trying
up
to
on
lead
it.
us into Christmas with that.
I wasn't
and
picking
you're-
up on that at all.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Because you had this tie-in you couldn't have possibly come up with before the show, and that was what was on your
You
mind.
have no idea
right?
how no, I had this all planned out. I led you so hard into that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
At the very end, by asking me if I think squirrels are dogs.
Mm-hmm. I had it all
Okay.
planned out.
Okay.
It's scripted right here next to
listeners,
a couple Christmas greetings I had.
listeners, Matt is
written up.
gesturing toward a corner of his screen.
Well, the other half of my screen, but in the corner of my camera shot is what the other half of my screen is.
All right.
So I did it. Merry Christmas. I brought it up. I got us there. Woo!
You saved Christmas. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened without
That's going
you.
to clip really bad.
It probably will, and you will do some magic to make it
Not clip.
go away.
Nobody will have heard what we were talking about at all. It's
well,
called
very little do
cutting
anyway.
it out. Anyways,
Very little here what we do anyhow.
Sean, you want to hear a couple Christmas greetings?
Sure, are
That,
these Chat GPT?
They are. I had ChatGPT right up. I had ChatGPT. I can never say that fast. I wanted a high energy Christmas greeting
Okay.
and then a sassy Christmas greeting.
What do you think is lazier? Prompting AI to create something for you to read, or just reading things that have already been written?
Reading things that have already been written.
Okay,
Because
then
at least with
brought less to the show than you did.
well, at least with ChatGPT, I had to at least give it a prompt.
You did. Well,
Well, I
so
mean, you had to search
I
for
had to
something.
do something.
So,
I had to put
yeah.
a prompt in the search engine.
Well, so the reason I did this is because I was just like, I need to come into this episode high energy. I want to bring high energy. I feel my woo was there.
So you're leaving the
I
woo
feel
in.
I have to now because now I've mentioned the fucking
Okay.
woo. The woo is
Well,
happening. The woo might. Who knows? Maybe I'll edit the woo throughout the episode. There's gonna be multiple woos. You won't even know when they're coming. They'll be in inappropriate spots.
My mom just died.
Woo!
No, you don't add a real one.
I
a
need to
live
know.
one.
I'll. That's just a place marker, so I can go and put the other one back in. I'll delete that one that I just did and place in the original.
Don't jot the time down. How are
I
you going
don't
to
have to
recognize?
now.
How are you going to recognize that place marker on the waveform without just listening through?
Oh, because it'll be a big spike.
Okay.
Because it was, yeah.
Okay. So I guess I don't understand. Why not just then add live woos in those places and try to match the energy of the original woo? Because then you're just going to go and delete woos and replace them with the first woo?
You know, woo! Do you think it's cool to question people's process?
Yes.
Huh? Were you fucking...
I'm curious
You're
because I
the
want to
kind
know.
of guy that would have been like, you know, trying to tell Amelia Earhart how to fly a plane.
Look, I want to know how the sausage tastes. That's the
Then
saying,
taste it.
right? That's the old saying, isn't it? Ladies.
Unless you don't have a sense of taste, there shouldn't be a problem there.
How would I go about finding out how that sausage tastes? I'll ask someone how it tastes.
Yeah.
Please describe the taste.
And as far as you know, you can
It
only
tastes good.
you can only assume everything tastes the same to everybody.
Okay, this is going back
Um,
into the, does green look the same to me as it does to you?
Oh, it doesn't. No, it's
How do you know?
I can only because there's I don't know. I don't know. You know, all I know is that like I can look at you right now and be like, that's what Sean looks like. But that's what Sean looks like to me. I can't say that's what Sean looks like to even Sean or anybody.
That's true.
Any of the 17 people that might be watching this right now.
I have extreme body dysmorphia, so to me, I look terrible.
Okay,
I've described myself online as a repugnant goblin.
We do have a similar viewpoint of what you look like then. All right.
Perfect.
Here we go. This is what ChatGPT wrote as a high energy Christmas greeting. We want to get everybody in the mood this episode because it is, if you're listening to this at the point of release, it's fucking Christmas Eve, everybody.
Holy smokes.
Woo! Insert
Now a word
woo.
from our sponsor.
And there are no sponsors. I'm not.
Oh, we're done
having
with a sponsor this week? I thought we were sponsored once again by Peptocondrafed.
I'm not going to play that. How annoying would it be to play that same stupid ad every fucking time?
I think it would be a fun running gag.
People would just skip past it.
You know why people love the show Arrested Development so much?
No.
Because it was full of gags that ran throughout the series. There were callbacks.
Yeah, but those are like, to me, that's like a little thing, like her, that's that kind of stuff. Whenever they're talking about the girl that the kid was dating, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's my girlfriend." And they're like, "Her," because everybody's just like, she's bland and boring. So it was her. That's a gag
right.
that kept going on. That's different than playing a 5-minute or whatever it was ad in every fucking episode. That's going to be the same thing every time. At least with the her thing, it was a new build. It was a new kind of setup every time.
Guess what? You know what else was a very, very successful, many, many year running gag? Paul Rudd appearing on talk shows to promote whatever he's doing and saying he's going to bring a clip, and then he plays the same clip from Mac and Me where the kid in the wheelchair falls off the cliff.
Yeah. Also, not
this
a
is
5-minute
just as funny.
ad.
This is just as funny.
Also, Paul Rudd wasn't on Conan every week.
But I'm not calling for this ad every week. I didn't call for this ad last week or the week before.
It's because you didn't have
possibly the week before. I lost track.
Well, I guess the last time it was on was episode 200.
Yeah, so that was
and
6 weeks ago.
But we ran it several times.
And I think we took a week off. But it ran
there is no
regular speed
no sponsor.
Once.
Yeah,
Look,
because there was no way in hell I was going to put the listeners through that again.
Sure, but you're saying it as though the audience has been subjected to this commercial ad nauseum, where they would, by no question, be more than sick of it by now. We have not overplayed this joke yet. It's not like the turkey gobble, which I think still had plenty of life until you.
Oh no!
Made sure it didn't.
It didn't have plenty of life. It got shot.
It did. It did until you shot him.
Yeah. Well, he came back as a ghost.
He did, and that is eternal.
Well,
so you just made a gag that had a lifespan live forever.
I mean,
now I can just cue the ghost turkey gobble.
Trust me, I've already brewed up a way to kill that too. So
have you? Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Won't be hard.
Well, fine. Cue the turkey gobble.
Oh, I can't. There's no turkey gobble. The turkey's dead.
Well, no, this is for you to now demonstrate your grand idea for how it's going to be put to bed forever.
Yeah, but the turkey is dead. I can't cue the turkey gobble.
Fine. Cue the ghost turkey gobble.
There we go. And now it's dead.
There better be more than just that.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay.
Trust me.
No,
we'll see. We'll see if I feel like editing it this time, or if I'll let you get away with it this time.
Make sure you mark the time down with a woo.
I that's different. I use woos for woo timestamps. I write time down for turkey timestamps. But I may or may not kill the turkey off now. The listeners will already know. I don't even already know. But if it's dead, you'll have heard it. If it's not dead, I'll kill it later. but I do have an idea of how to kill it. It's just a matter of how much do I care to edit right now. So yeah, ChatGPT wrote a couple Christmas greetings, for fuck's sake. 10 minutes ago, I brought it up.
So,
all right, I gotta get high energy for this, and
are you not
out of stuff to drink? I'm oddly more high energy right now. I think I like psyched myself into high energy right now because earlier when you're like, I have to see, I haven't been feeling well. I'm gonna see if my voice is gonna be okay to do this today. So part of me is like, man. Part of me wants to get this recorded. So then it's in the bag and we have time to just kind of chill.
Yeah.
And then the other part of me is like, kind of hope Sean just calls it off. I'm like, I just kind of want to chill tonight.
Well,
but that's every recording day to me. It's like, let's get it. Well, it's like, yeah, let's get it knocked out. Then the other part of me is like, but there's other things I could do with my time.
Like what?
Things.
Watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine again?
No.
Watch.
It's awful. That's not that. That's awful. It'd be awful to watch it right away again. I just got done watching it.
Watch more British panel shows.
I have not been watching a lot of those lately.
All right. I was about to ask you what you've been watching lately, but I think we need to get to these ChatGPT Christmas greetings.
And also, I'm going to write down that's what we're working on now, but there's so much that happened right before all of this. But all right, high energy, everybody. Ready? Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's going to clip.
Get ready to jingle all the way. May your season sparkle with joy, laughter, and endless cheer. Let the magic of Christmas fill your heart, your home, and your holiday with love, light, and a whole lot of good vibes. Here's to slaying every moment and making this the most wonderful time of the year. Happy holidays. Let's make it one to remember. That was so. I feel like I had to do all the heavy lifting of the high energy part of that greeting.
Well, I mean, it is always the performer that brings it, right? Yeah. The writing itself is not
super high
going to do
energy.
it. No.
Yeah. I was hoping for some buzzwords in there and stuff, but
well, it did say slay.
It did say
as
slaying.
A verb,
here's to slaying every moment.
It is a verb already, but anyway,
yeah, turn that verb into a verb. But it was spelt. It was spelt like
SLEIGH.
Yeah,
the vehicle.
Yeah. Woo! I guess. Yeah, the vehicle. Never really thought of a sleigh as a vehicle, but yeah.
It is. I just accidentally loudly cleared my throat, unmuted, and I hope you cut that out because that was not what I intended. I love buttons.
It's funny because you muted yourself and were doing it and then unmuted yourself to finish.
The way I saw it was I thought I muted myself.
You were muted for a while, and then you unmuted and cleared your throat.
Then maybe, okay.
Hey,
this is a bunch of boring detail, but if the browser in which our video screens are is not the active item on my computer, like I have something else selected, I can't just click the mute button. I have to click in the browser first and then click the mute button to successfully mute. I think
that is stupid.
I think that I had thought that I needed to click it twice to actually mute it because I was activating another window. I may have thought I was muted. Mm-hmm. Then I saw my meter jump up like crazy. I'm like, oh, I'm not muted. And then
is that just a Mac thing? Because that's stupid. Because I can click over here and start scrolling on my little thing here, and then I just click over here and I can mute myself without having to click on the fucking thing first. And
then it must be because right now I have another browser selected, and I'm moving it around, and now I'm hovering my mouse cursor over the mute. I'm going to click it, and all of that did was made it so that the Edge browser is the active item.
That is stupid.
And now I can click. Yeah, so that's why I have to be really careful and be very intentional.
Are supposed to be all sorts of superior of all this stuff, but there's just all these dumb little function things that they just do not do.
There are weird quirks. Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree to that. The end.
Well,
what other greetings have you for us?
I have one more greeting, and this one goes out specially just This is special for Sean.
Okay, great.
Ready? Merry Slamus, darling. Santa called. He's taking notes because you are the real star of this season. May your days be merry, bright, and as fabulous as your holiday outfits. Remember, the only thing cooler than Jack Frost is you. So sip that eggnog, snatch those cookies, and own this holiday like the queen you are. Cheers to a Christmas as extra as your tinsel game. Whatever that means.
I have very fuzzy tinsel. And
I think
it hangs low.
This time of year,
Ladies.
yeah, say this time of year, Sean's nickname for his penis, tinsel.
Right? It's very spiky looking and shiny,
Yeah.
reflective.
And he
It can
shaves
be
his pubic hair to look like a mistletoe. Ladies.
It's so drivers can see me when I'm going for a jog.
It's reflective.
Yeah, very.
I
It's all
just
for
run.
safety.
For me, it's just I can just run in the nude. My whole body is very reflective.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
You can't do that though. Not legal. What a prudish society we have.
Things are a little looser here in Chicago.
Oh, I see. Rectally.
Yeah.
Those are preferred thermometers, y'all.
Yeah.
All if you go to a doctor in Chicago, you're getting a rectal thermometer.
Oh, they don't even use
Every
a
time.
thermometer.
What do
He's
they
just
do?
like, he's like, let me check your temperature.
Oh, at least it's the finger.
Yeah.
Why does he lick it
depends.
first?
Because otherwise he doesn't want it to hurt me.
What you don't know is he licks it afterward too.
Well, yeah, you got to clean it off.
Well, he does it for two reasons. One, to clean it off. The initial reason is actually, it's a little bit of a testing of your stool. He's
You
like,
think I just leave shit on like right at the right there, ready to go, right at the exit?
no, but he knows where to get it. He's a doctor.
Yeah,
He knows where it
He's a
resides.
professional.
Yeah, he's a professional. So yeah,
I guess I wouldn't trust him if he didn't know.
right. Plunks it in.
Plunk.
It's pulls it out, gives it a taste, checks it for blood and
Right.
semen, lots of semen. That's your most common foreign ingredient or foreign substance found in your stool. How to make semen. I mean, how to make stool. Look, I'm getting over strep, everyone. So
Yeah.
shut up. Merry Christmas.
Sean
Happy holidays.
Sean got strep by running a kissing booth at work. So there you go.
Yep.
Only one taker. And unfortunately they had strep.
Unfortunately, it was a kid with strep.
Dude, what? I was giving you an out by saying it was at work. It was a work thing. And then you said you were kissing a kid.
Look, I wanted to make the extra money. So,
Dude.
look, that kissing booth was expensive.
Yeah.
I'm like,
but
I
you're
wanna at
talking
least
about
break
kissing
even.
a kid.
I want to look at the position I was in.
I don't
I
want
spent
to. I don't want to look at the position you were in. Yeah. So yeah, Sean has strep. It wasn't really a kissing booth.
Right.
He wasn't really kissing a kid.
True.
Let me save you from this nightmare you put yourself in.
I don't know how I put myself in a nightmare.
But
Matt, those were season's greetings if I ever heard them.
they were fine. Yeah, hold on. We completely derailed ourselves here. Sean.
Well, you froze and I couldn't hear you, so I don't know what happened.
I was here the whole time. Nothing happened.
Well, I figured
Check
you
the
were
tape.
still. Well, the tape I saw was a frozen you with no audio. That's why I reported as such. We're gonna brief pause
Okay.
for a brief moment.
Woo!
All right, we'll see how this goes. I've got a cough drop.
Did you get a cough drop?
I did. I don't know how this will be with it. Maybe rattling around and
Yeah,
clanging
it's a
against
little
my
rattly,
teeth. But
you know what? I'll take a little rattly over a little coffee.
yeah, I suppose that's probably what the rest of the people would prefer. But
No.
Who cares?
Yeah, who
I
cares
kinda
what
like-
they want or think or feel?
I kind of like the energy of the beginning of this, so I don't want it to. all get tossed in the trash.
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll make it. We'll make it through. Even if you go into a straight up crazy coughing fit and you collapse on the floor in your death throes, we'll get this posted. I'm dedicated.
So you'll edit the last video episode?
Oh no. It's gonna go up. It'll go up raw.
No intro
I don't have any of your clips. I have nothing.
That's true. I should probably provide those to you in case of an emergency.
Why would I want? I have no editing software.
Well,
I mean, I downloaded one, and it was barbarically confusing to try to use. So,
what was it?
I don't even remember. It's like a popular ass one,
DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah, I could not. I mean, I'm sure if I watched a bunch of tutorials and figured stuff out and played around with it a lot, but I tried playing around with it a little bit, and I'm just like, this is complicated. I remember editing shit back in high school and be like, oh, this is easy. You just click this, do that. Oh, this is the, here's your little clip. Then you put your little fucking thing in there to fucking cut between the scenes. And oh, there we go. It was like I could edit a 30-minute video in less than 30 minutes.
My son uses DaVinci Resolve, and so he probably knows it better than you do.
Oh, I'm sure. Kids learn shit so easy.
Josh was trying to use it for a while, but it kept crashing his computer for some reason. And I'm not sure why him specifically.
Josh has always seemed to have like super old computers that he just like keeps putting new stuff in. You ever remember? They don't remember like he always seemed to like have just this crazy old computer because his dad obviously did a lot of computer stuff, so they always like built computers. But they were just the oldest looking things. Like it looked like a freaking, I don't know, like a wooden box from World War II with computer components in it.
What? They used a lot of those back in World War II. Wooden boxes were big in that war.
They
helped us. We won the war with
just
wooden
trying
boxes.
to get an image in people's heads of.
Okay.
I have a freaking World War II box in my room right now.
Okay. Is it a PC as well?
No, it's a Foot Locker.
Oh,
It was one of my grandmother's Foot Lockers from when she was a nurse in the army.
Oh, that's it's touching.
Yeah, I keep cat stuff in it.
I thought you said I keep feet in it.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, sold those. You were low on cash.
Yeah,
right. So you should understand.
You know how much money you can get for a foot?
I don't.
$5.
You would never tell me.
$1 per toe.
So you can understand why I would be so desperate when I spent all that money on that kissing booth.
Because you didn't have any feet to sell?
No, because I didn't. But I also, my 2 feet I already sold, and you can't do much with $10.
Well, how do you walk?
I don't walk. I don't have any feet. I have prosthetic feet on the way.
I just watched you get up and walk.
Look, I'm taking it one step at a time.
But you can't because you can't walk.
You can learn to balance on the nubs. It's kind of like walking on stilts.
I've never done that.
Neither have I, but I figure this is it's comparable.
Yeah, I know people that have.
Oh, cool.
I just wanted to say one of the most least impressive things I could think of. I know people that walk on stilts.
I know someone that's used stilts before. Yeah,
I know several people.
I've seen them
that have walked on stilts.
One time they let me hold their stilts. I touched them. Did you touch their stilts?
I may have.
You did. It was some dude, and you did it in some erotic way.
No,
that's your humor.
This was at Renaissance Festival. There's people that, of course, they're called the High Court, and they're people that walk around on stilts all day. All of my stories somehow relate back to Renaissance Festival.
No, but one of your go-tos was always like, oh, I'm a dude. I'm going to pretend like I'm being, a little bit sensual toward another dude for humor's sake.
I've done that.
Yeah, it was pretty common thing for you.
So
much so that I'm like, yes, yeah. So that's why I'm saying. I'm sure
my shtick.
I'm sure you like affectionately caressed their stilts at some point. Like you said something like, this feels like real hard wood.
Well, all of the
Want to
people
fill my vagina with it?
all of the people at that time, I believe, and even maybe still in the high court, were all women. So yeah, no, but yeah, that is definitely my thing. Funny. I definitely make
flirting with women. That's not my thing.
Yeah, I'm like, gross. The fuck is this shit?
Disgusting.
You don't have a penis? Ugh.
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 You literally went, yuck.
Yuck.
Yeah. Get away from me, high court ladies.
Yeah. Like, ugh, I could see right up in your vagina. Ugh.
Gross. Why does it smell so nice?
You're right.
Ugh.
I definitely do that with dudes. Making sexual innuendo jokes towards dudes is the thing.
I just remember this one picture. I forget why there was a picture being taken of our class, but I decided to run around and grab a bunch of people's backpacks and put them on me in various ways. So I had like 6 backpacks on me for the picture.
Right.
Because I was trying to be weird. But your idea of being weird was what? Putting your hands up on the cheeks of our friend Ed, and like you putting your like face up against his for the picture?
I don't recall that at all. Like,
it's in the yearbook.
My hands on his cheeks, on his face cheeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, you sort of, I think you put your hand like on the other side of his face to put your hand on his, like the side of his face, and you press your face up against his.
Oh.
Or something like that.
That was just, the way we cuddled.
I remember looking at it and going like, Matt, come up with something else. Like, quit just doing that. Ooh, I'm going to cuddle up with a dude to be funny.
Yeah, we slow danced at my cousin's wedding.
Right, and I did that one time. I didn't do that every time.
Oh, no, sorry. No, we didn't slow dance at my cousin's wedding. We slow danced at the Jessica Simpson concert that it was at our high school. Yes. You slow danced with a chair at my cousin's wedding.
I don't remember that. Who was it? What cousins? I went to a cousin's wedding?
Yeah, my cousin Janice.
Janice. I don't remember who that is.
You would if you
refresh your memory.
You would if you remembered. No, like I did. So when I tried out for vilification, there was a part in the show where it was down to 3 of us, and we had to there was basically we had to do a round where somebody would get immunity from getting eliminated.
Okay.
So I knew that I basically, so there was one guy that was like, this guy's going to fucking win the show. Like it was pretty obvious. So I had to make sure that I got immunity over the other guy, because if the other guy got immunity, I would have been cut, because there was no chance. The guy who ended up winning it, we're like, there's no way he's getting eliminated. And
how do you get immunity?
So what we had to do was we had to impress a guy. They brought on a different vilifier guy, and we had to impress him.
Okay.
We had to basically win his ruling for the round. Yeah. So
you cuddled up to him affectionately.
I did.
Oh no.
So I'm like, I got to do something, because it's about like, it's more about getting the crowd reaction. So do something crazy that'll get the crowd reaction. So I went up to him and I'm just like, hey, you're so good looking. And I started massaging his shoulders and stuff. And then I put my hand on his crotch. And then I got down in front of him and put my face in his crotch. And the crowd loved it. And then the other 2, one guy like did like a strip tease for him. And the other guy pulled out his wallet and started giving him some money, and then danced for him and stuff. But I'm like, I won the immunity.
Were you? So
I went
first?
big. Yeah, I went first.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I got to go as big as I can. So I'm going to do this thing, and I know I'll get. I knew I would get a good crowd reaction from it. So that's why I just went as far as I could without actually pulling his dick out on stage and going.
You're sitting there going like, "Come on, Matt, okay, just do what you're good at. Just do what you're good at."
Yeah, I'm like.
Face in the crotch.
Like your
face
mother,
in the man crotch.
Your mother taught you well. Just go with it. But yeah, I do that sort of thing. There's
So anyway.
not much I won't do to get a reaction from somebody.
Is that still the case, do you think? Or are you like, so...
I think it still is, but I just don't I'm not in a lot of situations where it comes up, but I would still go above and beyond to just do crazy shit.
Or below and beyond.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, I thought I'd look up a website called boredpanda.com. We know this website.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to go through all these because clearly that's insane.
We're not going to go through the whole website.
But this is 129 times kids totally nailed their letter to Santa.
Okay, so we've done... Hopefully these aren't the same. We've done letters to Santa before. They were like funniest letters to Santa. So there's
okay, then we're just never mind. We're not doing that.
They might be different ones,
but still, I don't want to read a letter and then you go, "Yeah, we did that one already." I'm like, "Well, shit, I thought that was a good one."
I mean,
none of these I've read.
Let's be fair. The ones we read last time, there wasn't a single one on the list that you would have been like, "This was a good one." So we're probably safe.
Okay.
We're in this weird situation where,
look, I can never come up with what we talk about. That's just how it is.
And the thing is, it's because I have this memory of this shit. Like, I retain such dumb shit in my memory that I can remember when we've done stuff like this before.
Then how come you did so poorly on the High School Famous trivia game in episode 200?
Because everybody knows why, for the fact that the game was rigged. You gave me the shittiest, hardest questions you could have that were nonsense shit that even somebody who studied the show wouldn't know.
Rigged, huh?
The game was very rigged. You know what?
Someone sounds like one president-elect.
I thought about this way after the fact, but I wish I would have like had an inkling that you were going to fuck with me before the episode started.
Yeah.
And then, like, if I would have just thought for a second, like, he's doing a quiz about the show with us four, they're not going to know shit. I'm like, I should have thought Sean's going to fuck with me. He's going to give them the answers. Because then I think it would have been funny if I colluded back with them and said, hey, I know Sean's going to give you guys the answers. Give me the answers too, and let's flip it and fuck with Sean.
That would have been
so amazing. And I wish I would have thought of that prior to the episode, because I think it would have been hilarious if I was just spouting out the answers and you'd be like, what the fuck is actually going on right now?
Now, what do you think that would have become who are they on the side of more, Sean or Matt? Because obviously if I approach them first and say, hey, this is the plan, and they were all like,
yeah,
they were all completely down for this plan.
Of course.
But then if you approach them and say, hey, screw that, I want to wreck that plan and do this plan, do you think they would have just been like, whichever thing they thought was the more funny idea?
I feel like that group of guys probably would have thought it was funnier to flip it back on you.
Probably.
Because you came up with this thing to fuck with me, and then I kind of caught on to it prior to it happening. To then flip it back. Well, no, I'm saying if I would have. In this scenario, I caught on prior to it happening. I feel like they would have been like, yeah, it's super funny to flip it back. Sean thinks he's coming into this with this idea. He's going to fuck with Matt, and we're going to flip it and fuck with... Because then they would have just acted the other way of just been like, how the fuck is Matt getting all these right? Like, what the fuck's going on?
What you would have had to have done is done it strategically.
Yeah, the timing of everything would have been really difficult.
You know, the first few ones you would have gotten wrong still, I bet, and then you would have started to.
I don't know. I think it would have been funny just to get all the answers right, because it would have been like, what the fuck is actually going on? Because the first. I'm trying to remember. Oh, because that first one was that 1, 2, 3 question, which I still feel like you worded poorly.
No.
Dude, it didn't make sense. What's as easy as itself? That's not how the song goes. That's not how the saying goes. It's ABC is easy as 1, 2, 3, not what number episode is as easy as itself.
Sure, it probably would have made more sense for the answer.
It would have been like ABC is as easy as this episode's title or number.
Yeah, you're right, I guess, but...
Which is the same way you said, yeah, I guess, when I explained it to you in the episode.
Wait, we didn't do this before? No, so what we can gather from this is I can't bring stuff to the show because odds are we've done it already. And
I think you just need to run things by me prior to recording.
Yeah, I guess. But then sometimes
I think we'll probably be okay. Let's read a couple, and if I
that means
feel like I
can't,
remember them,
unless it's a completely original game or something, that means I can't surprise you with anything anymore.
I mean, you haven't been able to surprise me for years.
Well, it's always going to look the same. I can't change the way it looks.
Would you try? It is awful.
I tried reversing it.
No, Inside Out is
complaint?
Inside Out is worse.
Okay, so you prefer the natural state.
I mean, if I have to choose between Inside Out and the monstrosity that it currently is, I'll choose the monstrosity that it currently is. I'd rather just toss it into an air fryer and burn it to a crisp. But not an option.
Is that because that's the only way it would be stiff? Like, what's the problem? Why?
No,
why
that method? I want it to be no more.
That wouldn't make it not exist anymore.
And you can burn something to the point where it just turns to ash, and then you scrape it off into a garbage can.
Does an air fryer doesn't have like a safety precaution where it wouldn't allow that? I mean,
no,
you'd probably
you can
set
cook
off
shit for as long as you want.
You'd set off some kind of smoke alarm, and then the fire department
take the
would
batteries
come.
out of those.
Yeah, but they'd start chirping. You want that?
Not
the
when
chirping?
when you take the batteries out, they stop chirping. That's why a lot of people just pull batteries out of their smoke detectors and then don't put them back in.
That would work?
Yeah, the reason it's chirping is because the battery's low.
Yeah, I know. I thought that there would be some sort of, because those are always like, aren't those? Well, they're not wired.
No, because then they'd all be chirping in the stores before people buy them.
That's true. So I keep foolishly replacing my smoke alarm batteries.
Well, I wouldn't say it's foolish. It's best to do it. It's good to have working smoke detectors.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you can bypass them if you purposely need to burn something in your house.
If you need to destroy a penis.
Yeah, if you need to burn a penis to a crisp and beyond.
It's in post-crisp form currently, and that's where it'll stay.
Wouldn't it be in pre-crisp form?
No, if you said burn it to a crisp and beyond.
Okay.
I'm playing it out as though the scenario you want.
Oh, it's already happened. Okay. Yeah. You are sans penis.
Right. It's now I just ask that you spread it into Lake Superior.
Oh, it's like on some toast.
Sprinkle it on some toast. You know how you used to put like cinnamon and sugar on toast sometimes?
Yeah. Toast, a little butter.
Same idea.
Yeah. You just spoon and you just... It's...
That way it'll last a long time because there's a lot of ash, ladies.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
I'm attempting to turn you on by describing how much ash was produced.
Yeah. A thimble of ash.
They make comically large novelty thimbles. It's a thimble for a giant lady. Anyway,
a giant moth.
We're gonna get into some letters.
That was a dual muting and coughing that just happened. Letters to Santa, the internet's best, coming at you.
Well, no one said the internet's best. It just said the times the kids have nailed it. And I don't know if it means ironically like the show nailed it. Let's see. That one's not funny. Okay. Dear Santa, my mom said to send you a Christmas list. I wanted a remote control car and a helicopter, but I don't want that anymore. The kids at school are still picking on Amber, and it's not fair because she doesn't do anything to them, and it makes me mad. I prayed that they will stop, but God is busy and needs your help. Is it against the rules to give gifts early? Can you ask Big Time Rush to come to her birthday party? It will make her so happy. If you can't get them to come, just get her everything she asked for. Thanks, Santa. Love, Ryan. P.S. My mom throws the best birthday parties. Can you come, or you can come if you want?
That was just all over the place. Like, pick a direction, kid. Like, focus on one thing. You're just rambling on. You're saying, I wanted these, but now I don't want them. Can you have this? Can you bring this to this person and that like, let them focus on their Christmas list.
I know. This is Christmas. Think about yourself.
Also, Santa could give a fuck about your mom's party and how good she is at throwing them. That was a hard stop.
You want to write that to Ryan and let him know?
Yeah,
we should write.
Should we type him up a reply?
Sure,
real quick. Let's have
I'll get my
ChatGPT
secretary.
do it.
I'll dictate.
ChatGPT, write a reply to
from Santa to Ryan.
Oh yeah. Sorry, reply from Santa to Ryan. I'm assuming it's typical Ryan spelling.
Ryan. Yes.
Okay. Here's a cheerful reply Santa might send to Ryan. I don't want a cheerful reply. This is long.
Well, while you're, bracing yourself to read that.
It's ready. I can do it real quick. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, Ryan, is the subject header. So I guess this is an email. Okay. Dear Ryan, thank you for your wonderful letter. I've been keeping a close eye on my list, and I'm so happy to see that you've been trying your best to be kind, helpful, and full of Christmas cheer this year. The elves have been working hard in the workshop, and they told me you've made their nice list. Why is it their nice list? It's supposed to be Santa's nice list.
ChatGPT
this is giving us insight. ChatGPT knows all, so they must know that Santa's a farce.
But the elves are real.
Well, I'm just saying that he's a farce as far as like he doesn't even control the fucking list. All right. I hear you've been doing an excellent job at school and being such a great friend to those around you. Keep up the fantastic work. It makes my heart jingle with joy. That sounds like a problem he should see a doctor about.
Right.
Mrs. Claus sends her love, and the reindeer are getting ready for our big night. Rudolph is especially excited to guide the sleigh this year. Only if it's necessary.
Right.
Should he even be involved? Don't forget to leave out some carrots for them. Okay, for a second I thought he was going to talk about it. If you can, they'll be very grateful. Have a magical holiday season, Ryan, and always remember to spread love and kindness wherever you go. Christmas is all about sharing the joy with others. Ho, 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 Santa Claus. P.S. I'll be stopping by soon, so be sure to get a good night's sleep on Christmas Eve.
Great.
He didn't touch on any of the bullshit Ryan talked about.
Well, I mean, to be fair to ChatGPT, you didn't prompt that anywhere in there. So,
if I had a copy of that, I could dump that in and then ask it to write a reply based on that.
Could it scan through handwriting and
recognize it? Unless it was typed up on the website, and I could just copy and paste.
No, here's one thing that you'll be glad you're not doing this, is these are all pictures of their letters. So It's in their handwriting. So
yeah, that sounds horrendous. I can barely read typed.
Right. This is very short. It's from 2002. He decided to write his letter on Christmas Eve. So
it's not going to get there in time.
He's waiting till the last minute, right?
Do you have any idea how fucking long it takes for a letter to get through post?
I don't think this kid does. I don't know how old he is.
Fucking idiot.
Or she is. It's just the initials at the end are DK. I don't know what that stands for.
This kid is not getting a fucking kiss at the booth. I'll tell you that much.
No, I mean, well, don't dictate how I run my booth. I mean,
all right, yeah.
Times are tough. Dear Santa, if you bring presents with batteries, bring batteries. Meaning,
I mean, valid.
Right.
Dear Santa.
Dear Santa, I want Simba's dad to wake up.
No, you don't. That's a zombie lion.
Be like a zombie lion.
Yeah, that's a zombie lion. You don't want that. There's a better wording of brought back to life would be a better way to phrase that. We don't need zombie Mufasa.
I could see this really happening, but sometimes when I look at this one, it makes me wonder: was this sort of created just for this type of a website?
Could be.
Dear Santa, how are you? I'm good. Here's what I want for Christmas. And then they hand wrote the entire URL to an Amazon product link in crayon. So
a kid writing his Santa list in crayon is not going to write out an entire freaking Amazon URL. That was an adult being cheeky.
Maybe they asked their mom or dad for help, and then they read off the URL, and the parent was so into this because they thought it was so cute and funny. They read them and they said, okay, write this, write this, write this. I think I would do something like that. All right.
Can we type in the URL? Like, what is, so we can find out what the item is?
Nope.
Is it all it's like a bunch of letters and shit, like a big crazy thing?
I mean, HPS_BW_G21_IR03 ? PF ? I'm not reading. There's way more.
You could have been typing it that whole time you were just reading
I'm not going to do what I said. My revised Santa list for Christmas. Mike Jr. 1. Black Ops 3. 2. PS4. 3. Hoverboard. 4.
Hoverboard 5.
Golden watch. 5. $29. 6. 3 golden chimes.
Chimes?
It's either that or chains. It's hard to tell.
Probably chains. That makes more sense than chimes. What's 3 golden chimes?
I don't know, but why $29?
You know, because I think at 30 you have to claim it with the IRS.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
29 you don't have to claim it as income.
You don't have to claim it. Okay.
30,
that makes
30
sense.
and up. Yeah, 30 and up you have to claim it as
income. This kid knows about the government. Dear Santa, I'm Jewish, but I really love you. Can you give me a present, though? If you don't know what I look like, I have dark brown hair and brown eyes. Love you, and I'm 9 years old. Please don't give me coal. Love me. This one is addressed to Noel. They want iPad, craft stuff, multiplication cards, Apple Watch, candles, emoji stickers. I can't read that one. Jars, clothes, shoe, a better life.
Shoe. One
no
shoe?
School.
Just a single shoe?
Shoe.
Or how is shoe spelled?
It's SHOE, and their spelling of clothes, like plural for clothing.
Yeah.
CLOSE. They just wrote the word clothes or close, I guess, if you want to pronounce it that way too. So I guess I slipped right through the best part that you were focusing on shoes so much.
You skipped to what?
I mentioned the last 2 items and you were focused on shoe, so it went right past you, I think.
The last 2 items were, I can't remember, but yeah, they weren't that. Was that supposed to be the funny part? Was the last 2?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
A better life.
Oh yeah, a better life and no school. Yeah.
Okay.
But a single shoe. That's why I asked how shoe was spelled. Maybe she was just trying to get rid of Santa. She was trying to shoo him away.
This one is not a letter to Santa, but it's a thank you card for Santa.
Okay.
And the spelling of things is questionable. Thank you for CUMING, Santa. And thank your elves for wrapping presents. But wrapping is spelled RAPING.
Okay. Could have been worse.
How?
They could have actually done it.
Well, maybe that's what happened. I guess I'm assuming it's a spelling error.
Depends on it depends on what those presents looked like when they got there.
They were crying.
Was there questionable substances?
They were afraid to tell anyone.
Could those
Dear
presents
Santa,
pick out the elf in the lineup?
The short one. Dear Santa, aka Mom and Dad, I hate you, and I hate Christmas. You ruined it.
That's aggressive.
Well, he probably just found out Santa wasn't real.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I guess that makes more sense then. I was just thinking like this kid just aggressively wanted to tell his parents that he hates them, so he did it via a letter to Santa. But I guess that makes more sense. Like, oh, write it. Like, if he just found out Santa's not real and then his parents are like pressuring him to write a letter to Santa, what parents do that. But yeah, then that makes sense of them doing it like that.
This one goes, it takes a hard left at the end. And so this is another one where it makes me wonder, did someone make this up just so they could post it? But we'll see. This is someone just more asking questions of Santa, not asking for things so much. Dear Santa, do you get paid? Do you have another job you do 364 days? When you deliver presents, do you eat all the cookies right away, or do you save them? How old are you? Are you getting paid to sit here and pretend to be Santa? Will you bring me a bazooka? Do you or did you smoke? Do you drink? If you always know what kids want, what's the first thing on my list? How come you look different every year? I thought slave labor was illegal.
I don't think Santa uses slave labor. I believe the elves are well taken care of. Also, the way that whole thing was worded just sounded like the beginning of like a drug commercial. Like,
do you suffer from pain?
yeah.
Is it hard to get out of bed? Because you're about to.
So that kid was very aggressive with all of that. Have you ever, or do you, or have you ever smoked with something like that?
Yeah, it says, do you or did you smoke?
Like, what is that? What does that matter?
Well, again,
I imagine
he's just
Santa's a pipe
curious.
Smoker.
The kids, yeah, if anything, yeah.
That was not a
Smokes from a
euphemism
pipe.
of any kind, like actual like tobacco pipe, not like, yeah, that wasn't like a sexual thing. That's my job.
For Santa?
If he gets a laugh.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anytime you try to do something sexual, it's gonna get a giggle.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I would get down so that my face was slightly obscured out of view of whoever, like, but I'm in front of Santa's crotch, obviously. But then I would open a can of Coke because he's a Coke sponsor.
Oh, sure.
And it would like that's
Also
the
out of
sound.
view.
That's the sound it makes when when I take his pants off or open, like to pull his schween out.
His Saint Nick?
Oh, his Saint Dick.
His Saint Nicholas.
Yeah, I'll give it a little Saint Lick. And then,
let's see. This one's just kind of strange. It starts off very one note, but it branches out. Paw Patrol Town, Paw Patrol Stuff, Paw Patrol Things, Paw Patrol Truck, Pet Crocodile that can catch me fish, Dinosaur Chicken because we're out, Swimming Pool, my own house with windows and a bed. Excuse me.
Woo! Oh, I thought that was part of it.
No. My own house with windows and a bed. My own food, plates, my own oven, and a burn thing that won't make my hand burn. A shark that goes underwater and grabs me corn dogs that are already baked.
You don't want to eat baked corn dogs from the water.
It just said it does. It goes underwater. Sorry.
Yeah. There was something in the middle there that
Hold on. Those could be two separate things. They want a shark that A, goes underwater and grabs me baked corn dogs. Not saying that the corn dogs are underwater.
The way it's worded makes it sound like that's where the corn dogs are. Like he keeps his cooked baked corn dogs underwater.
A horse apiece. You could look at it
also
either way.
Dinosaur chicken because we're out of it.
Yeah,
I assume it's Dino Nuggets.
Yeah, the dinosaur shaped.
Okay, because otherwise I'm not sure what a dinosaur chicken is.
A prehistoric chicken,
or just like a scared dinosaur.
That dinosaur's a puss.
I'm gonna fuck it. Next one.
Dear Santa, this year I'd like a portal gun toy.
Oh, those don't work.
A cardboard TARDIS or wood. I think that's a
cardboard TARDIS or wood.
Yeah.
So
Lego,
I either want a cardboard TARDIS
or I
want some wood.
Yeah.
To build my own TARDIS.
I want my first boner. Lego Dimension Back to the Future. A pack of the Doctor's 1st to 11th. I'm thinking that's maybe a box set of DVDs or something. Lego Doctor Who console set. A different RC Lego train. GTA 5. I just want to play with the cars, not the hookers.
Yeah, right. Everybody wants to play with the hookers.
I'd really do
they come
that
standard
in GTA.
Yeah, not often. Like I feel like I've done it like once or twice just for like the funniness of it. It's like, oh, you can get a hooker and she can give you a blowy and then you can get out and kill her and take her money back. Yeah, it's definitely not like a high point in the game. You haven't really played a lot of GTA 5 though.
Barely any.
Yeah.
Wait, GTA 5? None.
Oh.
The last one I played was San Andreas.
Oh, it's been a while then.
And I barely played any of that. I didn't like it just got like more broad, like the open world part of it got like more big and open, and you're like, sometimes you're traveling around on a bicycle forever. I'm like, this is a little too much for me. I think you would enjoy 5. It's not that so much. There's three main characters to play in that one, so you kind of bounce around a bit. Okay.
And stuff, and it's obviously much better looking. And there's a lot more you can do.
But the appeal of GTA was not the graphics. It was the gameplay. So I don't
yeah,
care. In
wasn't,
that type of
but-
a situation, I don't care so much for the graphics. That sounds important to me.
It wasn't that, but I can guarantee you, if I were to go back and play the older ones now, it would be awful.
Okay.
Because the gameplay and graphics and everything would be just garbage in those now.
Woo!
The crazy thing to think about, though, is that game came out 11 years ago.
Which one? 5?
GTA 5. It is an 11-year-old game, and it's still people are still playing
the
it.
only one.
Well, it's still the most recent one.
So
6 is going to come out soonish, I think. There's been ads for it.
Isn't it crazy to think that it seems like among a certain age group, the 3 most popular games are still Fortnite,
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft, and then Roblox.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot that people still talk about, though. Like, people still talk about, like, fucking
Crash Bandicoot.
No, I would say, like, Elden Ring and shit. Like, people are still constantly playing that shit, and, like,
WoW.
I don't hear a lot about World of Warcraft anymore.
Okay. The Sims.
Sims is still very popular.
Wow.
I think so. Sims 4, which has also been out for a long time, is the most recent Sims. And they were working on Sims 5, but there was so much pushback from people that play Sims 4. They're just like, why come out with a new game? They're like, just keep, because they put out updates and like add-ons to to Sims 4 constantly.
Sure.
And you can like buy the packs and stuff like that, and the graphics are constantly getting updated as it keeps getting, as you go in and get it updated. They clean up the graphics and add all this new stuff, these new crazy ways that your sim could die, and like all this different shit. And like, so I believe there was enough pushback on the people who play it constantly that they're just like, stop developing a new game and just keep adding to this one. Like, why make us all buy a brand new game that we've already spent hundreds of dollars on? Like, we've already put so much money into buying all these extra packs and all this different stuff for this game we love, and then you're going to make a new game, and then this one will be obsolete, and we just have to do it all over again. So they're just going to keep updating 4 and just keep adding more to it, and there's more worlds, there's more
Do you like
different
that
stuff.
approach? Because I mean,
Yeah.
my son often will say like, "Oh, can I get some money for Fortnite so I can get this latest set of skins or whatever it is?"
Right.
And I'm like, this is never going to end. Like a game that cost X amount of dollars, people are now spending 30x on minimum because they're going to keep just cranking out more crap and making you think it's all limited time. You better get it now before it goes away.
Sims doesn't do limited time stuff as far as I know. It's all like, hey, this is the newest pack that we're putting out, and if you choose to buy it, cool, you can play with it. If you don't, you can just keep playing the game you've already been playing.
All right.
And with the Sims, at least, it's not like, it's different every time you play it, depending on how you want to play the game. So it's not something like GTA where it's got a story mode that once you've played through the story mode, you're probably not going to want to play through the story mode again. You go on, play on all the online shit.
All right.
So Sims doesn't have a story mode like that. It's just you're playing the characters how you want to play them, build a house, take whatever career they want to do all that. So it's not like a game that it wouldn't get as boring over time because it's the same thing over and over again.
I guess that's cool because if the game still has legs, like there are plenty of people that still enjoy playing it, the creators can add things to it in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, why not? And then if
like
it comes to the point, once the audience is tired of that game, then they can worry about making a new one, I guess.
Yeah, because they obviously are going to be able to see how many players they're getting to log in constantly. So they can see if all of a sudden there's a big drop, like, oh, well, people aren't playing this anymore, so let's start cranking out a new one. Like, that makes sense to me.
I mean, I'm sure they didn't just like scrap what they had done so far with the new one. They just shelved it for now. And so,
yeah, or maybe they might have just taken some of those elements and they're like, all right, well, let's just tool them to go
into
and
the new
make
one,
them, make them aspects of 4 now.
All right.
As far as I know, I might be off base with that, but I think that's what they're scrapping the whole Sims 5 thing. and just adding it all to 4.
Well, I mean, I don't know what side I want to be on with that, where it's like the masses dictate it's like the company. If a company wants to be successful, so they got to give the customers what they want. But then it's like you're not letting the people that work there make the decisions at all. Sort of, you're just sort of like if your only output is response to the outcries of the public, then you're not even creating, like, you're not even making. I mean,
they still get anymore. They still get to dictate what gets put out. They don't
get to dictate.
No, as far as like what content
doesn't get to get put out, because
as far as what content they're going to like actually put into the game, like, okay, we're not going to make a new game, but we get to decide what we do give them that we're going to put into the current game.
Fine.
So
so do you think that
also, like, yeah, you should do what your consumer wants, regardless of if, like, how bummed out are you going to be? Like, oh, we don't get to make the new game now. We're just going to continue to sell a bunch of other stuff and still be a very profitable company and be very liked by our consumer.
Look,
like, it's a win-win.
I think there's a school for business. I don't know how it all works.
I mean,
in fact, I hate it.
Business is, it's
Dear
awful.
Santa, how are you? Well, enough chit-chat. Let's get down to business. This year I want a big space Lego set, some jelly beans, a shark's jacket and hat, an AK-47 assault rifle, any Nintendo game.
It seems weird to end with a Nintendo game after saying an AK-47 assault rifle.
Right.
Well, does it say which part of the country that letter came from?
No.
I can probably guess.
Nope. All it says is Mom busted out a box of old Santa letters today. Looks like my career as a smartass began at a young age. That's what it says.
Smartass. I didn't get smartass from that.
Maybe this person thought they were joking when they wrote that. They thought they were being funny. It's like putting your face in a man's crotch because it's funny. Maybe they thought they were
hilarious.
All right, this is a bit of a back and forth.
Santa wrote back?
Yeah, a few times. Yeah, a couple times here. Dear Santa, I am writing this on the day after Christmas, and I am very sad. I only received one of the 2 presents I asked for. Since you ate my cookies, I will assume that my missing gift was a mistake. I will give you 1 week to fix this. Jeremy.
Well, so my question is, was there an original letter to Santa that Jeremy sent?
I'm sure there was.
Because we're only seeing that, like, at this point, Jeremy sounds like an asshole because he's like, hey, I didn't get all the things I asked for. I didn't send an original letter. There's no proof that an original letter existed with my demands. These are demands at this point, it sounds like.
Well, my guess is the original letter was not comical enough to put in this. The exchange is following is what's worth reading. First reply. Dear Jeremy, I'm sorry you are disappointed with your presents. You asked for 2 very expensive presents, and Santa can only do so much. You need to learn to be grateful for what you have, not upset about what you don't. If you continue to complain, I will have no choice but to add you to the naughty list next year. Santa.
All right. First off, Santa, stop parenting people's children.
Yeah, that's not your place.
Let's be honest, Santa, you don't have kids.
Yeah, you don't know what it's like.
You don't get to
I know the reindeer are your
children.
Fur babies, but what? No,
I don't know. It's just I hate that term.
So do I.
Yeah,
but Santa is probably using that term. They're probably all rescue too.
Ugh.
I rescued 8 reindeer.
No, you didn't.
Anyway, the thing I love about that whole concept is we as a species made it so dogs can't live without us.
Yeah.
So now we're responsible for them. So when there's so many that need homes, we're being pressured to get a rescue dog versus one from a pet store. It's like if we just left dogs be, they'd be fine in the wild.
But 100%.
Yeah.
There's plenty of wild dogs.
Yeah. Anyway. So first response back from Jeremy.
Okay.
Dear Fatty.
Oh, he went harsh.
your threats don't scare me. I played your game, and you did not deliver. This is not okay. I will give you 1 week, and then you will pay. Jeremy. P.S. I don't know why you care that it is expensive when you have elf slaves that make things for you. I think you are naughty for having slaves.
Why do people keep referring to them as slaves?
I don't know. They must have some insight we don't. Dear Jeremy, you are being a very bad little boy. Because you cannot be happy with what you have, I have talked to your parents and told them to take away your Wii U. Now you have nothing. Once you learn to be grateful, perhaps you can have it back. I am very disappointed in you, Jeremy. You will need to be an extra good boy this year if you want to make it back on the nice list. Dear Santa, I do not like that stunt you pulled with my parents. You are on my naughty list now. Be afraid. You look slow and easy to kill. Enjoy your cookies next year because they will be poison. I hope you die. Jeremy.
Love Jeremy. I worry about like the well-being of the parents at this point. And also I question their parenting if they have a child that would be willing to write these kind of things to somebody, literally threatening a mythical creature.
Santa Claus, a mythical creature.
I mean, technically, is he not?
True. I am a parent. I don't know how I feel about this because, of course, the me who would want think I like. Oh, this is a funny story to tell.
Yeah.
So let me just keep egging this on for the story's sake, and maybe something to throw
also
back.
Getting
in
like, ooh, I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe something to like, reveal back in their face later on, like, hey, remember this? As they're a little older, something you can maybe embarrass them with or something.
Remember this as you're showing it to them through a thick piece of bulletproof glass on the other side of the prison.
This is probably why you're here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's that fine line where you're like, I should probably have just maybe addressed the first response.
Yeah.
Although the only time that anything like really bad was threatened was that last one. So
yeah, maybe since that you're a dead man, basically. Yeah.
Maybe since that's where it ended, that's where the parents were like, okay, this went too far, and let's talk
Santa,
to your kid about
you can't send letters to Santa anymore. He has a restraining order.
Right.
So even if you send letters now, the police will intercept them and you will go to juvenile.
Yeah, they're going to check them for anthrax and all these kind of things. Yeah, so
you've threatened a man's life.
Yeah, and so you can not use your Wii U for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's it, though. No more, no less. That'd be a funny way for a parent to...
Yeah.
I'm going to take this away from you for exactly 3 weeks. No more, no less.
Well, so that's as far as I got pre-reading. I skipped a bunch that I didn't think were funny. This one I'm going to read. I don't know how much longer we want to go, but this one I want to read because I just saw it for the first time.
Okay, let's end on this one since it's it's fresh to both of us. It's
typed.
Oh,
so again, and it looks like this is put in like a newspaper as like funny examples of letters.
Okay.
But so who knows? This could have been an adult. Just anyway.
Right.
Dear Santa, why do all my toys say made in China? I guess even you can't abstain from the allure of cheap labor. Oink, oink, you capitalist pig.
Definitely
Josh.
not a child. What child uses the word allure?
Yeah, I know.
And capitalist pig.
And abstain.
Yeah. That was, It's good, though.
I like that one. All right, well, we hope this episode brought you all some holiday cheer just before the big day.
Yeah.
We hope you all wake up tomorrow with a tree full of presents. Even the lady listeners.
Put some tinsel on it.
And
an engorged clit. Sorry.
Show the neighbors. Put it in front of the window so the neighbors can see. That's it. That's our great, sweet,
Christmas episode.
Jolly, festive holiday episode. As you can see,
eat lots of ham.
As you can see, I dressed up for it.
Hey, I don't know what.
I didn't dress this. This isn't a
I didn't
Christmas.
dress this. I'm not wearing anything. This is an illusion.
I'm not wearing anything at all.
Yeah.
This is so cars
This is
can
my
see me run.
skin. This is my very weird. My skin has a collar attached.
Anyway, yeah. See you next Christmas.
We're not going to wait a year.
See you next Tuesday.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
I hope
That
you
is the
enjoy
one.
us
Enjoy me, ladies.
yearly. Yule log.
If you have a question, complaint, or threat for Sean or Matt, you can reach us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, or Instagram at hsfamouspod, or you can email the show at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. No animals were pleasured during the making of this podcast, despite our best efforts. All hail our Lord and Savior.
I am flinging them against a wall to kill them so that I can have a happy Christmas.